Hello, my name is Renika and I'm an artist. Welcome to my 5th sketchbook tour. My lovely aunt got me this sketchbook at a place called, I think, Depop. And it's okay. I'm not a big fan of the paper quality, but I think it's cool. And here are some stickers by an artist named Sydney White. It says, "I'm just a girl doing girl things, and yeah, I cook." So go support her. She has lovely artwork. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the paper because it didn't deal well with my markers. But anyway, for the first page, this is a celebration of the followers I achieved on Instagram and TikTok. I made over 400 followers on TikTok and 200 on Instagram. Now this next page is from my best friend Rachel. She told me to draw a turtle with the world on its back, so I created this and put the galaxy around it. I could have did better. I just wanted to put something in the sketchbook, but it is cute. I like to turn objects into humans as every other artist, so I decided to do instruments as humans. And so I created the sketch. I didn't like it, so I decided to draw on it digitally. I want to say that was my first time drawing digitally. And so that's what the next sketches are. I did the basic sketch on paper and then drew it digitally, render it digitally. And you can find the digital renderings on my Instagram and my TikTok, if I can find them. Here's the harp. Now this is OC. Someone asked me to redraw. I'm gonna see if I can find the artist who created the original, but it was basically a blonde girl with a pink sweater and jeans and white sneakers, and I decided to give it my own style. Another instrument as a human, part of my series, I would say the keyboard and the accordion are my favorites. I really like how he looks. I was inspired by Michael Jackson. Here is the French horn sketch. I wanted to play around with body types when it came to instruments to show diversity in my work and also just to represent the instrument better. Here's a saxophone. I could have did better on the saxophone. I mean, look at those legs. But honestly, I just needed a basic sketch to bring it to life in my digital. Now here is the accordion. I would say the accordion and the keyboard are definitely fighting for my favorite of the instruments as humans. I kind of want to do more instruments. So this is kind of a practice drawing. I drew a flower because my friend really liked my stained glass paintings and I wanted to draw a flower for her in stained glass. And so this was me practicing on a sketch. And to bring it to life, I added words around it. I didn't do that in the original painting, but I just decided to do a sketch. Here is a page that I just was trying to get help for a homework question. I don't think I answered that question correctly anyway. Testing some alcohol markers I got from Five Below. I wish Five Below had better art supplies or at least alcohol markers. Alcohol markers or any markers are expensive. Now this is one of the first sketches I used gouache for. I wanted to look like I guess you could say a Gothic Victorian book cover that I saw on Pinterest. Here's just a doodle I put in my sketch, testing out the alcohol markers again. Okay, this is a sketch. Now that I'm looking at it again, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was when I first looked at it. I also rendered this digitally. A lot of these sketches in the sketchbook are the first time I would transfer from traditional to digital. Yeah, the mask looks better than I thought it did. I really hated it when I first painted it, but now looking back at it, it really wasn't that deep. Here's just a pretty sketch. It was inspired by my friend who told me that she wanted me to see me try more. She said she knows I have potential to be better, and then I've gotten comfortable. And so I was like, you know what, she's right, let me try to draw more bodies, because this sketch I had taken a break from drawing bodies beforehand. Yeah, this sketchbook has been around for a few months. I want to say in summer 2023. Now, someone on Instagram suggested, I asked my followers what I should draw, and someone suggested fish or cats dancing. So I just decided to draw fish dancing as a little fun prompt, and to really, I guess you could say, like, free myself from restriction and just have fun with art again. Ooh, now this is one of my favorite pages of the sketchbook. My friend, my art mutual, her name is Maddie, or Trail Canvas on Instagram. She decided the color palette for this drawing in comic book style, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I did mess up because I put words there and I realized too much and I painted over it. I should have did a better job painting over it, but overall I think it looks really pretty. So I absolutely love drawing record players. I guess that's the right word. Yeah, record players. And so I decided to have fun with it and draw a heart-shaped one. I may paint this on a canvas for like a little Valentine's Day thing. It was just something to doodle. I didn't really put that much effort into it. So yeah, it turned out better than I. After I realized I was done with my sketchbook, I was like, oh, I have some blank pages that I got because it had marks from previous drawings. So I was just like, let me just test out some color pencils just to put something there. And also show like, hey, not every page has to be a masterpiece or a drawing. Speaking of not everything has to be a masterpiece, here is a drawing I made to show, like, I got from counseling to change the wording. Like, instead of seeing myself as damaged because I have too much quote-unquote baggage or have a lot of struggles with my mental health, instead of saying baggage, say a lot of life experiences. I could have put more effort into this drawing, but thankfully I never posted it till now. Alright, this is my version of a King of Hearts. I drew a Queen of Hearts. I'm going to insert that now. But yeah, I decided to do a King of Hearts to match with my Queen of Heart. I used colored pencils. I really wish I used markers so it looked more polished and less kiddish. Kiddish, that's not the word. Childish. I think I used oil pastels for this image. But basically, I saw an artist drawing the inside of a pomegranate. I thought originally she was drawing a mirror surrounded by fruit, but it was just the inside of a pomegranate. So I decided to draw that, a mirror surrounded by fruit. I really wish I would have drew more fruit or incorporated more fruit into it. But overall, I think it looks really good. I think I might even turn this into a painting or something one day. Now, that previous sketch I made on Instagram Live, and someone suggested that, I can't remember what exactly, that I draw something similar, and then somehow it got into drawing fruit with like someone holding a mirror and them representing fruit, and then in turn, so it's a long story, but basically it's a goddess who represents the moon, the goddess of the moon, and I do strawberries for her. Her name started with an S, so that's why I said S for strawberries. I love this sketch and may turn it into a print. Actually, I'm gonna print this for one of my giveaway winners, my Instagram giveaway. Anyway, a follower of mine, I asked him what color I should use. He gave me the color orange, and I don't use orange that much. I really should because it's really pretty. Here's a page I forgot existed, so I just decided to test out my markers on it just to put something on there. So these two characters are a redraw. I drew Care Bears as humans, and so I decided to redraw the yellow and the purple one because that's what my followers suggested. I think I did this on Instagram Live. I'm going to insert the original image now. I could have did better on the faces, at least the face of the one representing the yellow Care Bear. So I started getting serious about painting in around 2016, one of the paintings I created is a City of Lights painting. And that painting doesn't look so good because it was made when I was in middle school. So I decided to retry to draw it after what I've learned about perspective, but I still have a long way to go. Yeah, I didn't know what to do with this page, especially since it had a lot of markup. So I decided just to put something. I wanted to draw a teddy bear, so I did, and I put a dress on it. And then someone on Instagram suggested, like, oh, you could do bears based on gemstones. And so that's what I did. This is the first bear of my gemstones series. Ruby. I can't talk. There's even some lore to the gemstone bears. Little lore, very little lore, but some lore. Second gemstone, diamond. I love the belt that someone just suggested to me. It turns out really pretty. Lark. I think the artist who suggested the belt to me is named Lark Meadows on Instagram. Here we have our handsome emerald gem. The arms are weird, but he's still adorable and a handsome man. Here we have our lovely bear lapis. I may do more. I don't know. But yeah. She's very stylish, isn't she? Now I want a teddy bear that looks like Lapis with the same clothes and everything. I got some new markers by this point, but they were King's art and they weren't the like acrylic markers like I want. Okay, I know gold may not be a gemstone, but that's the color someone gave me, so that's what I used. Either way, this turned out awesome. And if there's already gemstone bears, please show me so I can get some. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these bears turned out. They look so good. And I love how I did the suit. I incorporated a yellow marker and like a light brown bronze marker. Speaking of teddy bears, here incoming bears that I did based on the movie Wicked in my own style. This is before I saw the movie Wicked, and this is before I saw the original bears by Build-A-Bear. So here's my alphabet bear. I decided to incorporate her braids a little. Also, I have a video based on my thoughts on Wicked and also me drawing Wicked traditionally and digitally. Now, this piece is also not as bad as I originally thought it was, but it's based on how nature is sad because of how we treat it. Like, it's beautiful, but we take it for granted. But it can also have different meanings. Someone can incorporate how someone suggested, like, it can mean that nature has a good effect on your mental health. Mental health is a very important topic to me, and I decided to do another drawing on it, but it's basically about these two individuals who are bandaged because of the hurt they have experienced, and also it's about how men's mental health gets overlooked and they're told not to cry. And women, even though it's more acceptable to talk about their mental health, they're still supposed to be silent about their sadness and depression. Now, this is definitely a drawing I could have did better on. I could have did better on the silhouette. Sydney White, the one I just showed, the artist who made the stickers in my sketchbook, she gave me that quote to incorporate it. But yeah, I definitely could have did better on the silhouette. Another series I have of my drawings are evolution of technology, and this is my evolution of like computers, or what we use as computer types. You have the Egyptian tablet, the iPad, a typewriter, computer. So I saw this beautiful hummingbird and I just had to draw it, and people on Instagram, my Instagram followers, I go live on Instagram a lot, so some of my ideas come from Instagram. But some of my followers suggested I draw more birds, and it's very pretty. I'm very happy with this sketch. So an artist I mentioned briefly, named by the Lark Meadows, she made these frog doodles, and she taught people on her Instagram page or on her Instagram live how to draw them. So I decided to draw them and add my own special thing to them. Speaking of Lark, I asked my followers, what should I draw? Like, what drawing would they like me to draw in my style? And so she gave me this drawing where it was a black and white sketch of a girl holding a candle. And this is what I decided to draw. Again, it's one of those sketches where it's like, it's not as bad as when I first thought it was. So the artist Sydney that I mentioned, she had a painting of lemons, and she asked me to redraw it. And this is me painting the lemons. And my drawing of her, obviously I could have did better of my drawing of her, but overall I'm happy. Again, I'm also happy with this sketch. So a follower of mine by the name of, I think it's eesesinam, I apologize for saying that wrong. He had an OC that he draw. Please go check out his page. I'll tag all the artists that I mentioned in here. His drawing of it is digital. It's so beautiful. This drawing that I made does not do it justice, so please go check it out. Someone suggested that I redraw the meme of, I think it's Lil Uzi looking at the fire. Honestly, I didn't put much effort into the sketch. I just did the basics. I have a follower who loves Adele, and he asked me to draw Adele Munich Night 10 on her Instagram page, and I found this image. I know that does not look like Adele. I know. I still have a long way to go when it comes to drawing people's faces. My friend, who is an artist and also my art tutor, she has helped me with learning how to draw anatomy, and she asked me to draw 12 poses. It took me like a month to actually finally draw it because she lives like an hour away from me. But yeah, here's just some practice. They're not perfect, but work in progress. Backstory for this drawing, I asked my followers to, like, if I haven't drawn it, I'll put it on my drawing list. If I have drawn it, I'll show it to them. Sydney asked me if I drawn a hairdryer before. I didn't, so that's what that is inspired by. My dream tattoo is a semicolon with angel wings surrounded by it. And for a video, I did a drawing challenge of a 10-minute, 1-minute challenge, and I decided to redraw that in a way so the girl's hair is a semicolon and angel wings are around her. And this is just a simple, pretty little doodle that I made for a video. It's very pretty. I'm not gonna print it. It's one of those drawings where I'm like, I think I'm satisfied with not printing it or selling it, and I'm just happy with how it turned out. I'm sorry I'm saying that so much. I'm happy with how it turned out, but I'm happy with my progress and how things have come. My friend Maddie, Trail Canvas, she loves ants. Well, I don't want to say loves, but she wanted me to draw ants, so I did it for her. I render it digitally, and I'm gonna make it a print for her. So the artist Sydney that I keep mentioning, she had a draw this in your style with her son that she digitally rendered. So I'm gonna incorporate my version and her image, or try to. So again, this is one of those cases where I just drew it traditionally and then rendered it digitally. Terminator gnome. So I had gnomes on my drawing list for 2025, and an artist by the name Crafty Raven told me I should draw a Terminator gnome, and that's exactly what I did. So this is a sketch I made based on nostalgia and how we can have like memories of the past. We view it through rose-colored glasses, and also we want to go back. We want to go back to that time because it seems like everything around us is so sad. So I drew that as a perspective of someone who just wants to go back to childhood. This is a drawing that I made for Valentine's Day that I plan to turn into a print. It's very pretty and I'm satisfied with it. Another sketch I made for a YouTube video. It is based off Y2K. I didn't have that many black and white sketches in my sketchbook, and I just wanted to see what I can do in simple black and white, and so that's what I did. So my friend Maddie, she has a Discord server, and she asked the people in her Discord to create a background image for when people enter the Discord. I think that's correct. And so I decided to do a basic of like, her theme of the Discord is a museum, so this is just like a walkway of what you see when you enter the museum. Speaking of her Discord, she also has like art challenges of like, hey, she gives us an idea and we draw it in a specific art style. So this is me drawing so the prompt was gas station in the middle of nowhere, and I decided to draw the gas station with the style pop art. Drawing silverware was on the drawing list because I have never drawn it before, so I just decided to draw some simple silverware. I did not try, I'm gonna be honest. Drawing I made out of boredom. Boredom, why did I sound like that? It's a continuous line sketch. My Betty Boo drawing. She turned out so good, so lovely. I love her weird dress. I used colored pencil for this image mostly, and you can find this in my YouTube video, a speed drawing of this in my YouTube video called Alone Time is Need plus Speed Drawing. So I terribly drew, that's not how you say it. So I did a horrible job of drawing a flower clock in my previous sketchbook. So I decided to redraw it with no color. As you can see, I was just determined to fill these last pages of my sketchbook. So I was like, I'm not adding marker. I'm too lazy. I'm just going to do a pen, black and white sketch. Now this sketch is not of my normal style, and I love it so much. It's just, I don't want to say it looks creepy, but it gives those styles of like creepiness, in my opinion. My horrible attempts at drawing a horse. So the horse in the middle was my first attempt at drawing a horse based on an image. Second attempt was based on drawing a horse on a tutorial Google image. And then the third one is a horse tutorial I drew based off breaking it down into shapes. Now this is just a lame sketch. It was supposed to be like how sometimes we can get comfortable in the cages or boxes we put ourselves in, so that, and even though we claim to be free, that we're not, and we want to, like, sometimes we cry when we are free, like we don't know what to do with that freedom. This sketch is basically discussing like the before and after that comes with getting a medical diagnosis of like, oh, I'm in pain, I don't know what to do, now I'm confused of who I am, what's the symptom, more so like a mental health diagnosis. And here's me just with a simple blue drawing that I was doing to fill that last page, an abstract piece. That's all the pages. Here's just a list of colors I was choosing for my typewriter and iPad sketch. Alright, and that is the end of my sketchbook tour. Again, I will credit all the artists that I have mentioned in this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you found some inspiration.